Hi. Welcome back. Welcome if you're new here to my YouTube channel. I know it's been since it's been forever since I've uploaded, almost a month. And I'd really like to apologize for that, but I should be back now. I definitely should be back. I'm back at school. I'm back in KZN, so I first had to settle in because there were things going on. So I first had to settle in, and another major problem is the fact that I do not have signal. Like, it is terrible. I'm using Telkom, and for some reason where I'm at, the coverage sucks. It really sucks. I am really sorry for the delay, but I am back. Yay, yes, hey. Right, it wasn't like a major thing. Some of my family members knew, right, and I've been pretty open about it with my friends. I haven't been hiding the fact that, hey, you know. So the people that I had to tell were my dad and my mother. So I first told my dad, then I told my mother. So in this part 1, I'm going to be telling you about, well, how I told my father. Good team. Ooh, who said I'm gonna marry a man? Right? Oh, and the reason why I decided to upload these is because I know it's only national, but anyway, it's coming out month, right? It is coming out month, so I thought it would be best I upload these videos this month. So let's dive right into it. Okay, so the reason why I decided to let my dad know is because, well, as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, my younger sister just blurted it out that, hey, did you know Sister Millie is into women? And, well, my dad kept quiet, of course. Okay, fine, let's move. Another reason is because I'm pretty open with my dad, as I've mentioned before. So I just felt like, hey, you know what? Let me just do this. Let me just tell him about this side of me that I haven't actually told him about, right? And another thing is, oh yeah, there's this woman that I've been talking to, well, had been talking to, and she came up in literally every conversation we were having. Well, maybe not literally, but most of the time she would come up. And there was a time when my dad was like, so this woman you've been talking about, you guys are very close, huh? Very close friends, huh? And I was like, well, but why are you asking like that? Yeah, I guess we're close, but why are you asking me like that, right? And what else? There were some remarks that he was making, and I was just there like, you know what? I should probably let him know now. I should definitely let him know. So one evening, right, I was just there like, yeah, I am telling him tonight. Also, I forgot to mention I had been dropping hints. I had been dropping hints, right? But he was just there like, So I walk into his room, and okay, well, my siblings had left because of school, so they had gone back home. So it was just us. So I'm like, I'm gonna tell him, tonight's the night. So I am so nervous. I am hella nervous, right? So eventually I'm like, Dad. Yes, Mbali. So there's a chance that I might not get married to a man. Yeah, so there's a chance I might not get married to a man. What do you mean? What I mean is, I think I am attracted. And I stopped and I'm like, no. Dad, I am attracted to both women and men. Why was I looking in the air this whole time? I'm so sorry about that. I'm attracted to both women and men. And he was on the phone that whole time. So he's like, what do you mean? And then I'm like, I might not get married to a man. And honestly, currently, well, I really do not want to. Story for another day. But anyway, yeah, I told him one thing. I might not get married to a man. And I am attracted to women. So yeah, I told him that, and kinda what did he say? And he said, okay. Well, I can't remember his exact words right now because I told him like a couple of months ago. I think it's been over 2 months now. So yeah, he's like, okay. And then we had a whole talk around it. Oh yeah, he asked me, Uti, how old are you? I'm like, is he about to tell me about my age, that I'm too young to know, and all that and all that and all that? But that's just like what I was thinking. And then I told him, Uti, I'm 19, right? And he's like, okay. I'm like, what do you mean by okay? And he's like, Mbali, if this is you trying to discover yourself, then it's fine. Discover yourself. You are young enough to explore. You are young enough to, do all these things. So, I'm cool. So I'm just here like, well, of course, I haven't told them, hey, I've actually gone out with a woman and I have had, yeah. So he's like, if you're exploring, then sure. And then I'm like, but what if after this exploring, I find that I am solidly, legitimately attracted to women? And then he was like, that's still fine. I'm still okay with that. Because if that is who you are, then that is who you are. If that's that's who you are attracted to, then that's who you're attracted to, And I'm just here like, okay. And then he was like, look, Mbali, you cannot live to satisfy people around you. You cannot live your life to satisfy your parents even, because at the end of the day, it is your life, right? We have to respect that this is your life. We have to respect the fact that this is you, this is our daughter. That's never going to change. And we are still going to love you either way, right? That is you. You cannot change who you are. So don't, what did he say? Oh yes, we are your parents. Well, I'm your parent. Let me just say that. You cannot live your life to please me. You cannot live your life to please anyone, because at the end of the day, you are the one who ends up being unhappy, right? And the last thing I want is for you to live an unhappy life, right? So yeah, if that is who you are and you are sure of it, and that is fine. That is okay with me. That is who you are, and that's that. Did I not start crying? Did I not start crying? Hey! And because talking about it now, it's like, oh my gosh, so it wasn't like a huge deal. But with how I was feeling at the moment and my fears and being nervous and all that, I mean, my dad has been very supportive. He's very present. He's very supportive. He's very understanding. He's the best man. So I wasn't sure how he was going to take that, because I know how supportive he is and all, and how much he cares about my happiness. But like, you know, just knowing that, you know, even after telling him this, he is still fine with it. He is still okay with me. He still loves me. He is still supporting me. He is still the same father, you know. So yeah, I just I just started crying, and then he laughed at me. He laughed at me and he's like, why are you crying, right? And I told him, like, because I thought, like, maybe, you know, maybe he'll just be kicking me out of the house, and I was thinking that maybe I gotta, like, go pack my bags and get out of here. Maybe you'd have like a problem with it and tell me to stop, you know, that whole thing. And then he's like, Mbali, believe it or not, there are a few things that I've seen kawena about you, right? There are a few things that I've seen about you, and I'm like, plus I also noticed how you've been talking about this new person in your life, and I'm just here like, you know, so and then I mentioned Utina, I've been trying to drop hints. Oh yeah, and then he mentioned Utina and the questions you've been asking me, because at some point I asked him, Utina, so if you knew that one of your children wasn't, you know, how would you feel about that? Would you prefer to know on the day you're introduced to the partner? Would you prefer to know beforehand? All those kinds of all those kinds of questions. So he's like, I also noticed the kind of questions you've been asking, and I'm like, so I've just been waiting for you to, you know, to tell me and make it official, you know. And I'm like, and then he said, Mbali, you think I don't notice things? You really think I don't notice things? You think I don't know things about you? And fun fact, I actually do. I know. I notice. So yeah, that's the short story basically, but it includes all the highlights. So yeah, that's how I told my dad about my bisexuality. And I also must say that I noticed Uguti, there's never really a right time or a right moment. Well, at least for me, this is like my personal opinion, my own, like, you know, personal thoughts, my own personal, same thing. Anyway, yeah, redundancy. There's no right time, because even that night when I was like, yeah, I'm gonna tell him, how many times did I think about ditching? How many times did I just think, oh no, I'm not ready to do this, I ain't about to do this? But I was just like, you know what, if you don't do this now, even the next time when you feel like I'm gonna do this, you're gonna end up banking, you know, you're going to end up not doing it, right? So yeah, for me, I just feel like there's no right time, there's no right moment, there's no best way to come out of the closet. Saying that out loud just sounds wrong. Coming out of the closet. Thank you so much for... Ow! Yes, Mia. I don't know if this video can help you in any way, you know. I hope I did a good job in that department. So yeah, this is the end of the video. Thank you thank you so much for watching, listening. Yeah, I hope you hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to follow me on my social media networks. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. And I must say, let me just declare this right now. Twitter DMs do not work. They really don't. So the chances of me responding are much higher on Instagram. So yeah, do the most. I love you all. I love you. I love you. I love you all so much. And I've missed you, and I've missed doing this. Yeah.